Got deja vu when I saw you at a table at a road spot set for two. With that look in your eye when you smile like you always do. But this time it wasn't me that was sitting there next to you. But I'll be fine. It might take a little time, but I think they'll be alive. Then I'll say to my friends, but they'll know I'm not alright. Cause I saw forever in your eyes, but I think of forever. I think it's out of time. It's out of time. I think it's out of time. I still catch myself thinking back to you.
Well, welcome to another from around Mijas live stream. We have two very special guests today. Mr. Boardman, who has just, I think, half an hour ago got back from the UK. Alan, welcome. And
hi, Bill.
I am going to let you introduce your guest and explain why Amaya, wonderful as she is on for a second time. Alan, it's all over to you.
Okay, thanks, Bill, and good evening, everybody. Yeah, just to let you know that the reason that that Amaya is with us again is that about 4 weeks ago we had this interview all planned, and we were about 5 minutes into it, and then there was a power cut at Dreamland, and we just couldn't get the connection back. But we're delighted. I'm delighted to see Amaya again. Hi, Amaya. How are you?
Hi, Alan. Hi, Bill. Yeah, fine. I just I choose another place, so let's hope that there is no power cut this time. You know, I really like it to do it from the sanctuary, but you know, it's campo and it's countryside, so sometimes things happen. So we'll be fine.
Yeah,
today.
well, let's hope the lightning doesn't strike twice, huh?
Sorry, what did you say?
I said, let's hope lightning doesn't strike twice.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah.
So, Amaya, people listening to this and watching this who they know you at all, they will know you for one reason and one reason only, and that is the fact that you were the founder, not quite a year ago now, of the Donkey Sanctuary in Mijas, and you called it Donkey Dreamland Mijas. And I know that even in that name there is a connection to your past life, and I wonder if you could explain that. I will say that I know that you were crew and then you were chef on luxury yachts sailing all over the world, but where does the Dreamland connection come in?
Well, yeah, the thing is, the first sailing yacht I worked, and the first crossing I did, that I was like, I was 23, I remember well. It was called Sailing Yacht Dreamland. So that's the name well, first of all, it's a yacht that I really, really loved. We had an amazing 6 months on board, 3 of the crew and myself. We were sailing around all the Caribbean. All around the Caribbean, we did. We crossed the Panama Channel with that sailing yacht. We arrived to San Blas Islands, also in Panama, which was a paradise. So, and it was so nice that after we finished our 6 months as a crew, the 4 of us, we went for a trip in Mexico. So usually that never happens, because after being 6 months with a crew in a yacht, you just want to don't see them anymore. But that time was very special. So we decided to go on and travel together for another month and a half. Yeah, I remember. So yeah, Dreamland is it was a name very important for me. So I just added donkey at the beginning, and that was the name for the project.
Right, perfect. I mean, it does sound like you named the sanctuary in an appropriate way. You wouldn't think there was a connection to the 7 seas on there, but obviously there was. So tell me, I know that you were born and raised in Granada, but when was your first interest in either animals or donkeys? When did that first come to be?
Well, when I was a child, I don't know, maybe people doesn't know the place so much, but Alpujarra is sort of like it's like a sierra, it's like a mountain area that is it's not Sierra Nevada, which is the highest mountain in Spain, but it's a little bit below, and it's a very special place. So me and my family and friends of my family, we used to spend the summers there, and there was plenty of donkeys, and in fact, donkeys that are still very getting used to carry things around or to help in the work on the country, etc. So that was the first connection. I remember I was always with this campesino, this campo man who had one donkey, and that was my whole interest on those summers. Even my family was like, yeah, let's go to the beach, because it's like only 30 minutes away from where we were. And I was like, no, I'm fine. I prefer to stay with Antonio and his donkey. So that was the first sort of contact with them. And after that, I always say, and many people knows that once you get into donkeys, it's very difficult to get out of them because they're fantastic. So over the later I will explain, because of course I did sail the 7 seas, but also I did a lot of sailing around the Mediterranean, and I arrived to a place that is in Sardinia. It's a very island near Sardinia that is called Asinara. Asinara comes from the name of asno in Italian, asino in Italian. So Asinara is an island that is full of donkeys, wild donkeys. So I just loved it. I thought it was paradise. Actually, they are all mostly white donkeys. It used to be sort of a prison, like many other small islands around, that they use it like just to, get prisoners there because they couldn't escape. But now it's a wild paradise for donkeys. So I remember being with a sailing yacht anchoring, just like, being near that island and listening to the donkeys braying all night. And I felt like at home. So yeah, that's another story. So yeah.
And then when you went after all those years at sea, and you decided maybe that you can have too much of a good thing, you went straight back into the donkey world, did you not? When you came back to Granada.
Yeah, exactly. Like while I was sailing, of course, sometimes you need a break from the sea, and sometimes it was like I was doing maybe 6 months in a row, like non-stop sailing and and chartering and of course cooking, etc. So anytime I could get some holidays, sometimes it was 1 month, sometimes it was 2 months, depending. I will just go straight back to Granada, to Alpujarra, and I will rent myself a little cortijo, which is like a classic country house, like the classic white little country house in Alpujarra, because especially one house, because there was a donkey just nearby. So yeah, also not just because of the donkey, also I love the place, but the donkey, it was quite guilty for me to go in there on my holidays. So yeah.
Great. I just will remind viewers actually that you can message in via the YouTube link if you have any questions for Amaya. I'm sure she'll try to answer them for you before the end of the program. Right, so when you finally came back for good, you got involved in the donkey sanctuary at Fuente de la Piedra near Granada, yes?
Yes, well, I wasn't sure that I was going to come back for sure. I just took a sort of a sabbatic year because I needed a break from the sea, and because I needed some land, basically, also, and contact with the animals. So I decided to volunteer there. It's called El Refugio del Burrito, but it belongs to the Donkey Sanctuary, the worldwide Donkey Sanctuary, because I really wanted to learn more about these animals, not only just like cuddle them, etc., but I really wanted to get to know them better. And I really wanted to do something different of what I've been doing for the last years. So I started volunteering there. I did I can't remember what, I think it was like 6 months. I did volunteer. And I got myself a house nearby also, etc. And then after 6 months, they wanted me to stay, so they offered me a job, and I just couldn't believe it. I was like, well, that's amazing. It's like they're gonna pay me for doing like what I really love. So I stayed with them for another year and something more, working in different
Yes,
departments.
and then you decided, well, hold on, I could possibly do something like this myself, and you decided to try to set up Donkey Dreamland on the Costa del Sol, but the first attempt at finding land didn't quite work out.
Well, no, he didn't. But anyway, I'm quite stubborn. Maybe that's why I like donkeys so much. I'm quite stubborn, and I continue. The truth is, like, I decided to do that myself also because Donkey Sanctuary, where I was working, we were absolutely full, so we couldn't rescue any more animals. We have the capacity of 80, if I remember well, and we already have 97. So we had to say no to many animals in risk, animals that were being like, well, mistreated and in really bad situations. So it was very hard for the whole team, including me, to having to say no to save these animals. And there, I started thinking, well, maybe it's time for me to create another center, which is what I did. Of course, I keep and I continue my good relationship with the Donkey Sanctuary. In fact, we help each other a lot because they have a fantastic team of animal welfare, etc. And yeah, and now it's them who are calling me, please, Amaya, can you take care of this donkey, because they still cannot take any other donkey. And we don't know how long is that going to be. Maybe it's going to be another, I don't know, 1, 2, 3 years more. So there was no place like the one I created, and I encourage people to do more places for donkeys because it's needed. It's needed.
Have you any scope for expansion where you are? Because I know at the moment you have 20 rescued donkeys, and a small number have actually gone on to forever homes.
Yes.
But is there room to take more, or have you plans to take more?
Yes. Yes, now I'm focusing in like taking donkeys out. I mean, not taking donkeys out, but finding a forever home for them. That's what I've been doing that's what I'm focusing for the last 2 or 3 months. Since the donkeys I rescued like almost a year ago, they are perfectly fine. They are recovered, and they're social. They're not scared anymore. They are recovered physically and emotionally. So it's time for them to find a good home forever. I mean, of course, they could stay with me, but then the same issue that happened to the Donkey Sanctuary will happen to me. I will be stuck with 24 donkeys, which is my capacity, and I wouldn't be able to assist animals in need. So now I am finding new homes for many of the donkeys. One just left like a few months ago, Margarita. It's in a fantastic place. Then 2 weeks ago, our small muñeco, which was only 9 months, and the mother found a fantastic place in Cáceres, a paradise. They even have a lake where they can drink water, and they are completely free and wild. And I'm really happy that I could find this place. Now 2 other ones, our 2 mini donkeys are going on Tuesday, and possibly 3 other ones. So on the moment, I can get that space. And also, it's not only about the capacity of animals that I can have, it's also about the time that I can dedicate to them. So if you have suddenly 24 animals in need, at the end, you don't really give the attention that each of them need. So it's better to be a little bit prudente in Spanish, and try not to overdo it. Because it's true that this first year, I've only been open 1 year, I didn't expect to have so many animals, but at the same time, it's difficult to say no many times. So I've been taking and taking and taking, and now I need to take it a little bit more slow. And yeah.
And when you find a forever home for a donkey, I guess that must be a real bittersweet time for you, because you will have forged a real bond and a love for these animals. And even though they're going to such fantastic places as you decide, there must be a lot of sadness in your heart as well.
Yes, absolutely. it's a mix of feelings. Of course, I would like to keep my donkeys forever with me because I'm happy where they are, etc. But that is also something that I'm learning by doing. At the beginning, I thought, well, it's going to be so difficult to get to say goodbye to a donkey that is being with me, especially like Muñeco. It's a donkey that he came when he was very, very small. I saw him growing, and he had a very special bond with me, very special. So I'm more sad. You know, my sadness doesn't matter because I'm going to have to do that over and over. I do have a very hard time for them because I have the feeling that they feel that they belong to Donkey Dreamland and they have their family there, and suddenly going some other place, well, it's going to take a little bit of time to adapt. But for that reason, what I try is like go and visit at least the first year, every 2 months or something like that. So, you know, so it's like it's a gradual thing, you know. Also, I need to check if they are
like a transition, yeah.
Yeah, it's like that. And also, what I do when I know that a donkey is going, that's very hard for me also to do. But I try to give them less attention over the last month or over the last 2 months that I know they're gonna go. I need to not to be with them so much. Of course, I'm gonna feed them. Of course, I'm gonna give them all the treatments they need, etc. But I cuddle them a little bit less, and that is hard. Believe me, that is really hard. Yeah. But it has to be
Bill,
like
did
that.
you want to come in at this stage?
Sorry?
Bill, did you want to come in?
Not really. I just wanted to mention that we do have a couple of videos that we can show whenever you're ready, just to let people see what's happening if they haven't actually been to visit Donkey Dreamland.
Yeah, I think that would be a good time to run one of those videos, Bill, if you may.
Okay, let's do that now.
Vamos, chiquito. Vamos. Well, I wanted to explain you the story about Israel, but Israel now is always together with Romeo, so they're going to be both on the scene. And he is going to try to eat the camera or do something funny. Isra, he was the second donkey arriving to Donkey Dreamland. Also one of the first ones. Come, easy. You see, if Romeo goes, he needs to follow all the time. Okay? Isra, just a second. I'll explain a few things about you, and then you can go with Romeo. Israel was found on Vélez, Malaga, in a very small sort of, not even a stable. It was a place for chickens, so it was a very, very small place, like about 2 meters by side. And he was just being fed with old bread and really rotten vegetables, so when he arrived, he was not in the best state. The problem with Israel was especially that he's been always alone, so he didn't know how to have any relation with the other donkeys, and this is why I'm very happy that he's found a best friend, because as you know, donkeys, they get bonded, and it's forever. So now Israel and Romeo, they are like brothers. They are just always together. So for him, that calms him down, and he's actually enjoying enjoying what he's having. You see, he needs to be all the time with him. If he moves, Israel will go. Let's see. Now he's very afraid that Romeo will go somewhere. In those cases, what I want to explain is like when we find a home for Israel, it will always have to be with Romeo, both of them. We will never separate them. So in fact, we think we found a very, very nice place, not too far away. Very nice people who want 2 donkeys. So probably they're gonna go within 2 months, more or less, which is what we do. I mean, we love all our animals, but we need to find new homes because we need to do new rescues.
I think. But I think people get the idea of what's happening there, and It's beautiful to see the donkeys just rounded about, isn't it? And being free to move about.
I can't hear what.
Can you hear me now? I can hear you, Amaya. Alan, you okay?
I can hear you, yeah?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, back over to you, Alan.
Okay, thanks, Bill. So, Amaya, just turning to the public and the access that the people watching this can have to Donkey Dreamland. I know that you've had to modify this quite a lot, haven't you? When you started, it was really open to the public 7 days a week, but then as the sanctuary gained popularity, more and more people were coming, and that was great on the one hand, and leaving donations. But on the other hand, it was becoming less of what you designed it to be, and that is a sanctuary, a peaceful place for donkeys. So you've had to tighten up on the access. So what is the situation now, Amaya?
Yeah, as you explained very well. Yeah, sometimes success is not the best thing. In that case, it's an animal sanctuary. So having so many people a few months ago, it got me to a point that I needed to rethink how I wanted to do the things. I mean, I'm very happy that a lot of visitors want to come. You know, I'm super grateful to all of them. But at the same time, it was a little bit stressful for the donkeys. So I had to close for a month to like think and reset. And now everybody can come. And actually, I'm very happy that people are still coming, but they need to book in advance. So then that way, I make sure that there is no more than 10, 14 persons on one tour, because that is perfect to do an interaction with the donkeys. They like people, they enjoy that, but when they see more than 15 people together, they just like go like, oh no, that's too much for me. So that's.
And how do people actually book?
You can find it in our social media and also in our new website that it's just been launched like 3 weeks ago. It's working very well. It's donkeydreamland.com. And yeah, so whoever is listening to that, please check the webpage, because you're gonna find all the information that everybody would like to know, like who are we, what we're doing, the names and stories of our donkeys, where they're coming from, how to book online, how to adopt a donkey, like adopt meaning like they pay a month, and then we can send them info about their donkey. They can visit him. Well, there's plenty of things and all the different activities that we are doing, like yoga among donkeys. Walking with donkeys through the mountain near the sanctuary, therapy, assisted therapy with donkeys, etc., etc. There's plenty of things that we are just starting for the last 2 months, and it's just about. I always say that we need to give them some. We need to make donkeys useful again. I mean, not useful in the sense of like they need to work so much as before, but if we don't give them some, I don't know how to explain that in English, sorry. We need to give them some utilidad. So they need to be useful for something. It can be donkey therapy. It can be, they can trim all the dry arbustos of the forest, so it's against fire. They can do many other things. We need to introduce a donkey as an animal that actually we need, because we need them. Of course we need them before, but we can need them now. So yeah, through Facebook you're gonna see all the links to book for the tours and to book for the activities, also on the webpage, and also when we make an event like next Sunday, I mean, in 2 days, we're doing a nice event with a little bit of everything, live music, nice food, artisans local artisans who are going to show their work, which is like from jewelry to like organic clothing to organic fruit and vegetables, etc. So it's like, creating is in one hand is for fundraising some money for the donkey sanctuary, but also on the other hand, I really like to create a community of animal lovers, people who live around the area that can get Donkey Dreamland as a reference for things like that, for spending a nice day. And
yeah, and just turning to fundraising, just turning to finance. I mean, obviously, the events that you do arrange throughout the year, every penny profit, if you like, goes into the sanctuary. But these events are nowhere near enough to maintain the sanctuary, because Donkey Dreamland literally needs thousands, tens of thousands of euros each year to carry on. So how can people help? I know that there are a couple of initiatives that are only just being launched, and people watching this may be interested in one of them, because they are completely different. And one is teaming. Can you explain teaming for us?
yeah, teaming is well, it's a platform that actually works very, very well for many other animal rescue centers or sanctuary, because it's just like teaming means like by becoming a team member, you only pay €1 a month. Okay, it seems like it's nothing. It's nothing. It's like less than you will pay for a coffee. So I believe everybody can give that amount of money a month. But of course, if that goes well, it means that you know, like all our followers on Facebook, all the people who is like interested in the project, if we get a nice amount of people who just pays €1 a month, then at least we can cover many of the expenses. Like say the vet, for instance, which is like more than 1,000 a month. Every month is more than 1,000. So maybe that could be covered just by teaming. Or we could cover, hay and water and food just by teaming. So all that you're also going to find it, whether on our social media, Facebook or Instagram, Donkey Dreamland Mijas, or whether in our webpage. And then there is another project that I can talk about it later. There is another project that it's like two sides of like two different sides. One is like for persons who maybe don't have that good economy, so they want to help, but they cannot just like help with a lot of money, just like €1 a month teaming. And then we are also launching, which is the 100 Best Friends of Dreamland, meaning that it's sort of an exclusive club where people can donate. It's €80 a month, and some people are able to pay that money. And if we could get some of these animal lovers on board, it would be fantastic, because then obviously the sanctuary will be financially completely covered, and that's what we need now. Because as you know, of course, we know we love animals and we want the best for them, but when you're struggling with money, and then somehow you don't pay so much attention, or it's not that you don't pay attention, but maybe you're gonna go, well, shall I call the vet or no? Maybe I wait, because maybe I'm just like, I don't have the money enough, and that should not happen. So that's what I'm trying to do now. I'm trying to be safe, and I'm trying to just, nobody's getting any profit in the sanctuary, not even me, because that's my dream, and I'm putting my own money on it because I decided to. But it's true that it would be great, now that the sanctuary is growing, it would be great maybe to be able to pay somebody so they help me with the maintenance, or with the feeding of the animals, or with, I'm trying to create the project in order that first I have a little bit more time also, and the donkeys are better looked after, which is perfect now, but in order to do that, sadly, means money. And we all know that.
And the other side of this, of course, is the amount of time and energy that you have to put into these events, because I know you've got a team around you that does help, but nonetheless, you are leading all of these projects, and this is energy spent that could be spent doing what you do best and what the sanctuary is all about, and that's looking after the donkeys. So there are these two projects that people can find out about on Facebook or via the website. One is teaming, which will only cost people €1 per month. And at the other end of the scale, the sanctuary is looking for 100 best friends to donate €80 a month. But the reward for that is that they can come to the sanctuary at any time. And so that's really the exclusive benefit of being one of the 100 best friends of Donkey Dreamland Mijas. Have I got that quite right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, of course. I mean, I'll be grateful when we start having the 100 best friends, even if we just start with 20 or 30 or, whoever who wants to come on board. And of course, I want to offer them like anything. Anytime they want to come to the sanctuary, I'll be more than happy to show them around. I'll be more than happy to even organize activities for them. That can be like donkey walks, so it can be a nice picnic around the area with the donkeys. It can be many things. They can come to any activities that we are doing, like the yoga, donkey therapy, any of them. So it's a little bit exclusive. It doesn't mean that I just want to focus on them, because actually I focus on the animals. But of course, when we have supporters of that are giving this amount of money, I want to give them the best attention I can. So that's gonna be is part of the project, or is part of the plan of the 100 best friends. It's exclusive. Okay, only can be 100, and also of course we give them a nice frame saying like, you are part of the Donkey Dreamland 100 best friends, and they need to know that they're really helping and supporting the sanctuary to go on and expand maybe. That would be the ideal thing. If we could reach to this amount of supporters, then maybe in the future we can think of getting a place that is maybe bigger, and we can even rescue more donkeys, and we can do a bigger job. By now it's that kind of far from reality now, and I'm fighting to just keep the Donkey Dreamland going on well, which it is. But who knows what can happen in the future if we do have the right support.
Yeah. Well, look, Amaya, time has beaten us, sadly. Thank you for coming on. Thank you for explaining everything so clearly. And just a final reminder about Sunday's event at Donkey Dreamland, which is located in the hills just above La Cala de Mijas. It's only about a 3 or 4 minute drive past Mercadona there up to Donkey Dreamland. And Sunday's event is a summer festival with live music, with freshly cooked in front of your eyes paella, by the brilliant paella master Pedro Martin, and I can vouch for his paella. It's fantastic. And there are also artisan stalls there as well, true artisan stalls.
And also workshops for kids and workshops for adults, so like make your own organic soap, and it's gonna be plenty of things. It's gonna be a nice day. So yeah, we wait for you there. Sorry, Alan, I just want to say one thing before I forget. I just want to make clear, because now we only open on the weekends for visitors, but now during the month of August, since I'm there anyway every day, and the volunteers, we're gonna be open every day for kids who want to come. Okay. Until now, we didn't accept kids as volunteers because it was not on the plan. But now, since I'm fully insurance for doing that, and I actually have a fantastic person who's going to be taking care of that, and she's got a lot of experience with kids. So anybody can come around. We'll be posting that on the social media, of course. But that's just I just wanted to say that. Okay.
Right. Yeah. Fantastic. Well, look. Thank you very much indeed, Amaya. Good luck with everything. I know how hard you work. You put your whole life and soul into this. So far, it's going well. Hope you get up to the next stage, and people continue to support you. Thank you very much for coming on the program.
Yeah. Thank you, and thank Bill. And I'll see you soon. I'll see you on Sunday.
See you Sunday. Thank you. Bill, would you like to wrap up the program for us?
Yes, indeed. And I think I might be able to wrap it up with some photos. Here we go.
Oh, Steve photos, Steve Desson photos.
Yeah,
Yes. Yeah,
I have to say, these animals are so photogenic, aren't they? They're beautiful.
they are beautiful. Yeah, and Steve has so much love for them that any photo he takes is just a piece of art because he puts his heart on it. I love the photos he does.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Alan, thank you so much. It has been absolutely lovely to have you with us today, and well, thank you. We'll pop up on Sunday and have a chat and see how things are going.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay, I'll see you there.
well. And welcome back to Spain, Mr. Boardman.
Yes.
Thank you, Bill. I've got to say, it's great to be back.
Well, you did make it with half an hour to spare. That was good going, Alan.
I put my foot down just for you, Bill.
Okay, you take care, everyone, and I hope you have a great day on Sunday, Amaya, and make some money to help to support the project. Take care, everyone, and we will be back next week at 7 o'clock with Daniela Venk. Take care, everyone. Thank you, and good evening to you all. Bye.
Bye. Bye.